but Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Yo, what's up? Gonna take this here JLU with the Stormtrooper and some other space dude for a little rip. I'm gonna try to show some of the lines that the Kanga Ax took on yesterday and how this thing cannot do them. Alright, so this is that first line. Oh, it's already rolling. Awesome. Now I don't expect it to get very far just because of the short wheelbase, and it's much more top heavy. Like that back tire's already in the dip. Like there's no way. Let's try it from over a bit further. Like it's about to roll right there. Even though it's got really heavy tires and wheels. Brass everywhere under there. Knuckles. And it's not going to happen. If we can get that back tire over that bump right there. I don't think so. I have to totally turn into this one. Like cheating. Yeah, like that. There we go. I think that's about the extent of what it's going to be able to do right there. So when the Kanga Ax did it, it was more right here. Yeah, this poor little thing can't do it. Alright, where else? Alright, so I think I tried this line right here, and then it went up there. I don't expect this thing to get very far. Just its short wheelbase. It is heavy. I believe it's heavier than the Kanga Ax, but that short wheelbase really makes for crazy difficult lines. This thing, it does have an overdrive as well instead of underdrive, which I think I'm going to move all my rigs to. I don't think underdrive is actually very good anymore. Not since the experience with the underdrives are just so much better for the slow crawl. It's not increasing wheel speed. So this is where I think it's really going to fail. I don't think it even has the legs to reach up there. So the Kanga Ax got its tire here, and then it could get its other one up there, but I think this thing's just too darn short. Let's see if we can make it work. Yeah, there's no way. You can see that right there. I don't think if we shift over this way, it'll reach. Oh, no. You can see it holding on there a little bit, and then it let go. It's just, it's got its rear tires up to the bottom of the hill, and the torque twist flipped it. See, it's going good right there, and then... So there's two places it's failed so far, in comparison. So I'm going to lift it up and try this this other area. But I don't see it going well either. It might make it past this first bit. Oh, maybe not. Try a different line. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured what would happen. Oh, come on, pull it over. There we go. Now from here, It's gonna be toast. Like, this is just gonna get way too steep for it. And it doesn't have the length to reach to the top and pull its front tires over. So that right there is another fail. Let's do a roll so you can see carpet mounted doesn't hurt anything or scratch it. Okay, what was the last place we did? Oh yeah, this drop right here. So this is gonna be really funny. Alright, so there's that drop. It might hook its back tires, but there's no way it's getting down from there. Like with the brushless, I found right after I got it about 2.5 years ago that downhilling was like one of the most fun things you could do. Like, it's just so nice and slow. Gravity helps it move, but look at this. There's no way it's gonna reach. Like, look at that. It's still got so far to go. Yeah, that's a big no. See if I can hammer down here. No. It just flops. So yeah. There you go. This thing could not follow that Kanga Ax, like, at all. But there's places it can go that the Kanga Ax can't because of how much clearance it has. The Kanga Ax is a belly scraper. So there's places like this bump right here. Let's see if we can pull it off quickly. Move the box stand. So this drop, this little climb here is insanely brutal. If you have any sort of bumper or front end, you can't make it. Like, I'll show you here. So that front end is literally 90-degree walling right now. But because this thing is what it is, like, it's awesome. Like, it could make it up and over this, no problem. Doesn't even really phase it that much. Turn into it. Come on, pull it. Yeah, so that's where the Kanga Ax can't make it. But it can pretty much do everything that this thing can't. If you want an insanely high performance rig, I'd suggest building a Kanga Ax and or Texoma. He sells some pretty crazy looking stuff if you like those strange looking, really high performance lightweight rigs. His stuff is fantastic. I'd get one of those. There's other stuff. Furitek sells the Scythe chassis, which is insanely LCG. I was going to get that before I got the Kangaroo chassis from Injora. That would be a good addition or highly modded rig as well. If you have an Ax24, I suggest throwing it into a different chassis completely. It'll increase the performance 100-fold. The Ax24 is literally a nightmare rolling rig. It's just garbage, just pure garbage. I can't believe they sold it. But if you got one, flip it out into something else and you'll be blown away on how good it is. You probably will need to increase the drive shafts and the rear links just so you get a better stance, because something with huge suspension in a rig this short and you're just going to roll, especially with that size of tires. Like I find with these stock JLU size, deadbolt size, I think they're relatively similar. C10, you don't really want to go over the 54, 56 mil tires. It starts to throw off the geometry of the rig and just make for rolling. These Goodyear Wranglers are unreal tires. Not many use them. More people prefer the Injora, but I find Injora makes garbage rubber. At least for the 1/10 scale anyway. Like, it's way too soft. It doesn't work. and I've never bought any Injora rubber except monster truck tires, which are only on my trailer. I've always paid the extra few bucks to get the high-end quality rubber, and they rock. And these Goodyears, this is my second set of them. I actually did wear out the other ones quite a bit on the Carpet Mountain after some years of driving. But this JLU, because it's so heavy, can go through some pretty crazy spots. Like right now we are doing a nuts line. I don't know if it can pull it off. I don't think I've tried this line yet with this thing. But it's got a pretty gnarly drop right here. If that back left can hook. Yeah, no, it falls. Darn it. Might have to adjust a little bit. That's the nice thing about Carpet Mountain. Just a couple pushes and the boxes get new shapes underneath, and boom, you have a whole new line. You don't even need to. Like one thing I did over here. So this front end changes all the time down here. Just because I want to try to make it more and more difficult each time I do it. But with this box here, you can see it's a cat box. I just beat the crap out of it right here with basically this thing. I just smashed it until it caved in and gave it a new line. Didn't even have to do anything other than that. Just beat on it until it frickin' caved in, and boom. And let's see if we can set this up to show you how crazy this line is now. I don't think this thing can make it, but it gets a crazy angle. It can make it pretty far, but alright, yeah, there we go. That's more of a 90 on. Like, that's already a pretty impressive angle right there. And I think this is where it starts to lose it. The transition of that back tire and front tire. You can see both have to climb at the same time, which doesn't make for good crawling. Now, if I push this in a little bit, or this one down a little bit, it'd be able to transition that a little bit easier, but as it sits right now, when both of them have to climb, it's getting past, I think, 56 degrees, and this thing can't do that. It's just, there's too much top heavy. Got a really big battery of 450 milliamp, and the Lego dudes don't help, as you can see. So if I shoved it over a little bit, so we were just right here, I shoved it over, and I bet you it will now. Just gotta find the line. So that's another thing that's really tough too when you're crawling, is when you have lines where one set of tires have to go over something like pretty square like that. That makes for pretty poor crawling. You almost have to hammer down and hope the bounce and speed will get you over, but to me, you're no longer crawling, you're just doing that, and that's garbage to me anyway. I like the slow, meticulously well thought lines. Slower the better sometimes. So the mountain looks really simple, but it twists your rigs in ways most courses don't. And like Troy Posty was saying, if you wipe out, you don't scratch, you don't break anything. Like, I've had rigs fall down from way up there all the way down that to somewhere in here, and nothing happens. Oh, no kidding, look at that. Gnarly. Yeah, good times. Anyway, there's a short little vid. Actually, it's not short, shit. Later.
The Bronto's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?